What's up, everyone? I don't even know what part video this is. It's part something, part 5 or 6. We've done a few of them on this Audi. We got it down on the ground. The last video I did, the front end was off. Here I'm starting off this video showing you the front end all assembled. The car is good to go, ready to start. Wanted to start it up with you guys on this video. I did plug the scanner up. I have one code, but I haven't started it yet. I'm assuming it's going to run rough because it's a mass airflow code. This car is going to need a new mass airflow. He brought me an aftermarket K&N intake for the air filter. And when he brought the car with the bad motor, it had the original factory air filter on it. You can tell like the owner had tried to install the K&N. I guess it was giving him problems, and he said, I got the patience for it, and put it away for another day. And I was the one with the task of installing it. K&N, I don't think they make a good air intake system for these Audis. If you own a 2010 A5, an Audi A5, A4, whatever, with a 2.0, and you're thinking about paying the money to get a K&N intake with a heat shield, I would highly recommend you look at other brands. Nothing against K&N. I'm not trying to bash them on my channel, but really not impressed with the quality of this system, the fitment of it and everything. Really gave me a hard time to put it in when it should be something that's already fitted and easily just bolts in and works. In defense to K&N, I'll say that this car doesn't have the factory turbo in it anymore. It's not some crazy aftermarket. It's a T4 hybrid. It's just one step up from, I believe they come with T3s. Yeah, so it's nothing crazy. It's very similar to the stock turbo. It's just a little better, and that might have something to do with the fitment on that, but still, it shouldn't be. The air filter was really off, like really off, and then the cable that goes, the electrical cable that connects to the mass airflow, wouldn't reach no matter how I installed it. So I ended up having to splice into it and extending those wires, and the mass airflow sensor itself, the pigtail won't clip onto it. You can tell someone had been playing with it rough before and kind of messed with it. So it's just going to need a new mass airflow, and then go from there. I know I got good connection because I checked it with a probe tester. Freaking mosquitoes. I checked it with a probe tester, and I do got a voltage signal coming from the harness, coming out of the pigtail. So I know I'm getting power to that mass airflow sensor for sure. Like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and wait for one to show up online. Mass airflows, that's one thing, especially for an Audi, I don't like to order on Amazon. Amazon has a lot of deals for your car. I get it. Prime, 2-day delivery, one next day delivery. I hear you. But Amazon, when it comes especially to these electrical components, mass airflows, any kind of sensors, I've had nothing but bad luck. Very poor quality, made in China, very cheap crap. Back when I used to order more on eBay, I didn't have that problem as much. So I like eBay better. Yeah, it's up to him. There's a place here, I live in Orlando, Triangle Auto Parts over in Winter Park, Florida. Go ask for Steve, Pablo, anybody over there. Those guys will sell you a quality OEM spec, the same thing you would get from the dealer. You know, Volkswagen, Audi, original part, but not for a dealership price. You don't want to buy this mass airflow at AutoZone or O'Reilly's. You want to go to Triangle Auto Parts and get a real genuine part. because you get what you pay for. Your mechanic is only as good as the parts you give him. Last time I talked to the owner of this car, he said money was tight, this, that, and the other. I get it. It's freaking China virus time. We're all going through it. But like I said, a mechanic's only as good as the quality of parts you give them. There's definitely a mass airflow issue going on. Code reader doesn't lie. We're going to start it up for the first time. We're going to hear it run. We got the old engine over here on this engine stand. Let me show it to you guys one last time. Now, I got it up on here because I was draining it out. I think I said it in the last video. You want to be nice to the guy. He's going to take that with him. I'm going to take it off my engine stand. And you want to give him an empty engine that's not going to spill out in whatever pickup truck or back of an SUV that he plans to carry this off in. So technically, I still think this engine was good. I think it just needed one heck of a serious intake valve cleaning. It is so bad in there on both the intake and the exhaust side. 144,000 miles on this engine. And see if you could see the engine code. This one is a CAE. CAE 06. I can't read the rest of it. It's a CAE motor out of a 2010. And yes, the intake was different and everything. That motor over there was, before I go show you that motor, let me show you how much gum we have built up on this thing. I mean, this thing was bad. Bad. So he was smoking out of the exhaust. He thought he had blown piston rings. If that's you, heed to this advice. Do a real serious intake cleaning before you buy a new engine because you think you have blown piston rings. How do you clean the intake ports? If I got to tell you how, you're probably not qualified to do it. We'll leave it at that. But I will briefly explain the procedure. They bring the valves, say in this cylinder, up to top dead center to where the valves are all the way up and completely closed and nothing can go down into the cylinder and the piston. And then they have a solution they sell. Actually, Volkswagen uses it. And they get that in there, clean, breaks all that stuff up. They suck it out, obviously, and clean everything. They got, I guess, a little tool kit. I even seen some guys talking in a forum about a little brush tool kit that works real good to get in there around the valves and everything and clean everything up, both on the intake and on the exhaust side. It's just a common thing. Let me see if I can show y'all up in here. So yeah, they clean all that up real nice. All right, well, moving on. That was the engine that came out, CAE motor, right? The motor that went in. I don't know if I'll be able to get that on camera for y'all here. There's hoses and stuff in the way. I don't know if you can see that there, but I carved it into the plastic here because stickers always fade away and rub out. So I put new engine at 144,000 miles. Engine code that went in was CPM, and it was done in May of 2020 during the China virus. Here, social distancing like a mofo doing this engine swap. I started on this right before my birthday, April 15th. This one took me a while. We were waiting for parts to arrive. And then on top of that, I got injured and I ended up having to do this injured. It wasn't fun, but I did it. It got a new clutch. It's got a new wide mount intercooler. ECS or whatever that company is. I put the new K&N intake system. And like I said, I don't like the fitment on this. That's why I couldn't get this to seal properly up against this. That's why I taped it, so that all your air coming in from the grill is not escaping out through the bottom, but it's getting a good seal and actually feeding into the air filter. When the hood is closed, this is supposed to be sealed off and all that air feeding into there. Got the new boot on there, the intake boot. It wasn't easy to get on. That's the mass airflow sensor that I'm telling you guys needs to be replaced. This is the pigtail. I rewired it. I extended it, made it longer to have that easier reach. I used some of this heat insulator to protect the wiring in there. But and then you see how the plug is zip tied down because it won't clip on the lock on. So without that zip tie, it'll just work itself off. And it's not the pigtail itself that's damaged. It's the mass airflow. So I took the pigtail off of the one that came on the new engine, and I put it on this one because the original one that was on this engine, somebody messed with it and damaged it. You know, these pigtails, they have a special way of getting them off, these Volkswagen pigtails. And if you're not careful with them, you will break it. A lot of people don't know what they're doing and just stick a flathead in there when it gives them trouble, and they snap them off. And a lot of these pigtails don't like that. So you want to be careful. Well, the pigtail, the original pigtail to this, somebody had got aggressive with it. And long story short, they snapped it. So I replaced the pigtail on the connector. That's good now, but the mass airflow sensor itself is acting up anyways, and it's not getting a good connection to it. But yeah, I got all the other plumbing connected. We got rid of the catalytic converter. Like I said, we upgraded the turbo. Put the same heat protector on the oil lines for the turbo. Got rid of the catalytic. Got a nice downpipe for it. Got everything else connected under here. Everything cleaned up on the back of the engine. Sprayed down. No leaks. No issues. I was bleeding the system with the car off. I was doing a gravity bleed on it, so I pretty much got most of the bubbles out of it. I don't know what else there really is to show you guys under here. I guess we're just ready to fire in the hole, start this thing up, let you guys hear it run. You know, it's dirty. It needs to come out and and be washed. It's been in the garage since before April. Like I said, normally these things don't take that long, but it's been, I want to say, like 4 weeks waiting for parts to arrive, you know, everything else. It's been like 4 weeks. So we're finally ready to pull it out. I got the next engine that was dropped off today that's going to go in a little Volkswagen Beetle over there. I need to get this out of the garage and get started on the Beetle. Let me fire in the hole, let you guys hear it run. Like I said, 2010 Audi A5 Quattro. This is the Quattro model. A5, I believe it says it over here, yeah. 2.0 Quattro. So it's got the little carbon fiber spoiler on the back. You know, it needs to be polished up and cleaned up. The inside was real bad, so I actually cleaned up the inside. It had a bunch of basura everywhere, but little two-door coupe. This is the rubber coupler that was on the bottom of the turbo, and he was saying that he was losing turbo pressure, and that's where from right there. So he got a new one, an upgraded one, and I replaced it for him. And that won't be an issue no more. It's like a Mishimoto blue, new upgraded one. So I'll use that for the thumbnail on the video when I upload the video, so you can see it in the thumbnail, the picture I took of that. Anyways, yeah, it is a 6-speed manual car. Let me get in here and show you what's on the engine code reader. We did do a new clutch on it also from Clutch Masters stage 3 clutch from Clutch Masters. So they gave them a sticker there. I put one sticker up under the hood for them. Clutch Masters, if you want to get a clutch from them, the clutch for this was like $1,000. It was not cheap. I think it was a stage 3, but we'll see how good of a clutch it was. This is to document the miles on the engine that went in. So it was purchased in March. It wasn't delivered to me till mid-April. But it had 115. No, hold on. That's an order number. That's not mileage. Okay, so that's an order number. It doesn't give a mileage. He said it was real low mileage. So anyways, that's the tag. I kept that in case he wanted it. The odometer on the car is 144,045. I got right here code reader. We're gonna go back. And that's what we're getting. Code P0101. It's one of one code, meaning it's the only code. Even though that code will soon create a multiple misfire code. Once I start the car, I've been doing this long enough to know. So this is just me scanning it without starting it first. I don't like to start a car right away. I like to turn it on, let the computer come on and everything else, especially on these newer modern cars, because well, the fuel is a direct fuel injection car, and I'm by having the key in the key on position, I'm allowing those injectors to prime themselves. This has a secondary fuel pump up on the engine, and like a fuel pump assist, whatever you want to call it, and then it has the direct fuel injection. And you know, you want to prime that with fuel all the way up to the fuel injectors before you go and try to turn the engine over. So that's why I've had it in accessory mode, and I've been scanning it in the meantime, and I haven't started it yet. I've been waiting for y'all for the first initial startup. The only code for right now, when we start it, will probably give us a random misfire code, just because we're looking at this code. And when I first saw this code, and I knew that I did the wiring on that mass airflow pigtail, I said, let me go back and double check my work. I pulled out the probe tester and the key on. I wanted to see, you know, a voltage reference, and I'm getting voltage. I'm getting power coming to the pigtails. So I know it's not like, oh, there's a faulty wire in what I connected. No, I dotted my I's, I crossed my T's. I know we got power coming out of the pigtail into the mass airflow. So if it's still giving this code, it's because that mass airflow is dinged up. That'll definitely be something that will affect the performance of how it drives. So there's nothing we can do but get it running. I want to start it up anyways, even though I expect it to run rough. Guys, anytime you do an engine swap like this, it's like when you get surgery. You don't just jump out of your hospital bed and go run a hot lap around the hospital, you know? You get up slowly, little by little. You start feeling better and better. You take a walk. Before you know it, you're back out jogging, running a mile every day. It's like a brand new pair of boots. they're not fun to walk in at first if they're real leather. After a while, you break them in, they feel like a pair of tennis shoes. You can wear them all day. So expect this engine to need to be broken in. It's like getting a heart transplant. You know, it's going to run rough at first, even if it didn't have any engine codes, just while the computer's figuring everything out. So don't be afraid. Sometimes I start up cars for the first time in front of customers, and I don't normally do it like this on video because they're like, oh, why was it running so rough? What's going on? And it's like, look, let the computer go through a complete duty cycle. Let it figure out what's going on. Mainly what I do when I start it up is I'm looking for leaks. I'm looking for leaks. Is there a hose that's loose? Is there going to be an oil leak, a coolant leak, any kind of leak, right? So I'm looking for those leaks, and I'm also paying attention to vacuum leaks. So that's really what I'm looking for when I start this thing up. Last thing before I start it up, show you guys. Went ahead and put an oil sticker on it. It's at 144 now, so we set it for 149. That's 5,000 miles from now. And you don't want to go too much longer, even though on the AMSOIL you can. Today is the 13th. It was the 12th. It's the 13th now because it's after midnight. But anyways, here we go. That's enough yapping. We got the code. I'm going to switch off of the code. And I'm going to go down to view data here, so we can see some live data when we go to start it up. It's going to scan through all 329 pins so we can get a reading from them. And there we go, TPS, throttle position. That's throttle position, so you know that's working. There's your mass airflow, right? We'll watch that when we go to start it up. Outside temp, 64 degrees. Coolant. I'm real concerned about the coolant mainly. But I'm also going to go back up here. And I'm going to leave it on mass airflow since that's what we're having a problem with. All right, so here we go. Fire in the hole. Clutch pedal in. I've already pumped the clutch pedal a couple times, y'all, because it's a new clutch. There we go. You see it wanting to hesitate a little? Giving it a little bit of gas there. Trying to keep it below 2,000 RPMs. Yeah, the mass airflow is definitely a little funky. Let's go up to the RPM so we can keep an eye on that. Trying to keep it below 2,000 RPMs. Temperature's still cold. It's letting me know that the hood is open. gonna take this e-brake off and attempt to back it up so I don't get all these exhaust fumes in my garage. Put that e-brake back on. RPMs are low. Let's go back to the check engine light and see if it's picked up anything else. Any other codes. There we go, random multiple misfire. Oh, cylinder 1 misfire, cylinder 3, cylinder 4, cylinder 2. So all the cylinders are misfiring, it's saying. And that mass airflow's got to be why. So we'll start with the mass airflow and we'll go from there. But before we do that, I'm going to go back down here. I want to keep an eye on the thermostat. I want to make sure the thermostat opens, the fans turn on, you know, all that stuff. I know the engine's running rough. I'm not taking it for any joyrides around the neighborhood or anything like that. I just want to let it run, let it smoke off all the glues and everything that was sprayed down and all that. We're at 178 on temp. RPMs are 800. Haven't turned the AC on because it needs to be recharged, so I'm not even gonna bother with that. But we're gonna watch that temperature. We're gonna let it run. Alright, so we got the code reader there where I can see the temperature. Coolant level still looking good. I'm leaving it open just so it can burp whatever it needs to burp. I marked the oil filter with the date and the mileage too. Nothing but Wix oil filter. You can hear the engine definitely running with a misfire. Checking for any vacuum leaks right now, in case y'all wondering what I'm doing. I'm gonna look underneath it for any leaks. No leaks so far. I had cleaned my garage floor, so I put all that cardboard down. Keep it from getting dirty again. I gotta pick all that up, but the cardboard looks pretty dry, like nothing was leaking on it while I started it up. I'm gonna wait for that thermostat to open up, y'all, and then I'm gonna add some more coolant to it. I got a little bit left to top it off with if it needs it. And I'm just gonna let it run for a while. I wanna hear the fans turn on, you know. I wanna make sure everything's good. We're gonna replace the mass airflow. We got no fan action yet, right? So the fan should come on somewhere around 210 degrees, somewhere around there. These Volkswagen engines like to run a little hotter than normal. It's taking a while to build up full pressure because I got the cap off in case it wants to burp up. Anyways, I know it's nighttime and you can't really appreciate the car at night. The exhaust on this car sounds nice. I like it. Once we get that misfire fixed, get a much smoother idle out of it. But you know, the gazillion-dollar question is it blowing a bunch of crap out of the exhaust? A bunch of smoke. And you could hear it popping because it's misfiring. Let it get to temperature by itself, all on its own, nice and easy and normal. I'm gonna water hose, get the water hose on this thing, wash it. I gotta get this engine inside the shop before I can go to bed. Tuck it away in the corner over there. I gotta get his engine off of my engine stand now that it's drained. I'm gonna put it in the back of my truck and have it ready for him to just take it right off the back of my truck, because I got to get that Volkswagen Beetle with this engine going. And so it's too dark for y'all to see it now. Probably. We got a 2003 Volkswagen Beetle. Yeah, it's too dark to really see right now. Maybe with the forehead light. There we go. So we got to get this Volkswagen Beetle in the garage and take that engine out. And I haven't decided if it's going to come out from the bottom or the top yet. I'm going to get in there and analyze the situation. But yeah, this has got to come out. I'm going to get that engine in the back of my truck. I'm going to get this thing. I'll leave it parked outside after I get the Beetle in, because tomorrow it's just going to get washed right where it sits. So I'll move it out the way for a second just to get the Beetle in and get the engines in, and then I'll park it right back where it is, wash it tomorrow, have him, he can either pick it up and take it like that, or go to a winter park and go to Triangle Auto Parts and get a mass airflow and show up with a mass airflow sensor. We're at 205. No fans yet. And you know, for an engine that's misfiring because of a mass airflow, sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. It really does. That little popping in the exhaust, you know, will fix itself once you get that mass airflow fixed. Show you guys over here. This is Triangle Auto Parts. 407-644-5950. Triangle Auto Parts. Anyways, there you go. Triangle Auto Parts. Those are the guys. Go talk to Pablo. He's gonna have that mass airflow for this guy. Get him back on the road with no check engine light and a brand new engine. I still got some cleanup to do, like y'all can see. I got some engine swapping in and swapping out I gotta do. So I'm gonna let y'all go. This video's been long enough. I got engines sitting out here in my driveway. I need to get in the garage. I was hoping to see the fans come on before I end the video, but it's taking a minute, man. I'm tempted to rev it up a little bit and help it out. I don't see it bubbling, so I'm gonna go ahead and cover this thing up. See if we could help the fans come on. I know it's plugged in all the way, so maybe now we'll build up some pressure and help them come on. I hate to say it, but K&N, you disappoint me. That's not a flush fit. So he's got the factory air filter in the trunk. It's up to him if he wants to try and go back to the factory air filter. Car's got almost no gas in it, and the gas it's got is probably stale gas that's been in it for a while, because this car sat for a while and he didn't put it's not like he put fresh gas in it to drive it over here, you know. Like, it sat for a while in his house because of this problem it was having. He wasn't driving it, so who knows how low that gas really is. And then he jumped in it with the bad gas and drove it over here, and it's been over here for about a month. So yeah, that gas is really stale. It could use a gas additive like some seafoam or something, and a good tank of 93 octane with a mass airflow sensor, and then go from there. But I topped off all the air pressure on all the tires, torqued down his wheels. I'm gonna wash this thing with water and soap tomorrow. I ain't going crazy and waxing the car or nothing like that, but engine's gonna sound good once you get rid of that misfire. I like it. I'm happy with it. I'm gonna leave it on a little bit longer. Just for documentation proof. This is the car, VIN number ending in 4152. Made in 01 of 2010. Our temperature's still at 205. We still got no fan action yet. I really wanted to be able to tell y'all what temperature that fan's coming on. I'm pretty sure somewhere around 208, 210, that fan will come on. But the most important thing you're looking at here is that we got no leaks. There's no coolant leaks. There's no oil leaks. And I'm happy it's not leaking, because I pressure wash my driveway, y'all. And the last thing I want to do is have spots in my driveway. Anyways, this video is getting ridiculously long. I'm gonna check out of here. Thanks for watching. I'm not doing another video after the mass airflow's fixed. He'd probably just take it like that and do that himself. Thanks for watching along. Anybody got any questions on doing this engine swap? I believe that is from a newer engine. That's a 2015, like the little piece of paper said in the glove box. If I wasn't wrong, I don't want to give y'all false information, but These iPhones suck at auto-focusing. Yeah, 2015 Audi A5 engine. So this is out of a 2015, this 2.0, and we put it in a 2010. So this is now a 2010 Audi with a 2015 engine. Engine is 5 years newer than the car is. So anybody got any questions on what it takes to do that? The intake manifolds are different. The oil pump housing is different. There's a few things that are different, but it can be done. Show you one more sticker I slapped up there for them on the Clutch Masters clutch with the little American flag, made in America. Support made in America products, y'all. Enough with this made in China crap, man. They're over here shutting our whole country down with this virus, that they were completely irresponsible in the way they handled it. I'm not saying like they set us up with it, but they were very irresponsible with it. And now our whole economy is suffering. Lives are being lost. We're done buying made in China stuff. Clutch Masters, another little sticker there. He's got another sticker that came in there. I'll let him decide what he wants to do with it. But anyways, we're done with the video. I'm signing out of here. Made in America clutch on a German car. Very expensive, but worth every penny. I can't wait to get the misfire fixed and jump in it and put some miles on it and feel what that clutch feels like. It's a stage 3. So real curious to see what it's gonna do with the upgraded turbo, upgraded wide mount intercooler. Will he show up with a brand new mass airflow, or will he take it like that? We don't know. But either way, this is my last video, signing off. Anybody got any questions? Like I said, leave a comment below. Stay safe, don't catch that China virus. Social distancing, y'all. But God bless y'all first and foremost. To the next video. Peace.